Hey guys, I am so excited for today's video. I'm going to be sharing with you 7 essential beauty products that I think every beauty collection needs. And these are products that I think will be great additions to your already existing beauty collection. These are products that I think you can layer in really nicely for the warmer months. And I am working with Sephora on this video, so a big thank you to them for sponsoring this video. I'm so excited to be working with them. And if you have not yet already signed up for their Beauty Insider program, go ahead and do that because it's absolutely free and you do get some benefits, and they have their savings events every year. So I will leave a link down below in my description box for you to sign up. I will also, of course, leave links to all the products that I'm going to be talking about that I'm also wearing on my face. I will leave all of that information down below in my description box as well. So let's go ahead and jump into my 7 essential spring beauty products. And I'm going to start with a fragrance, of course. I very much associate my fragrances with seasons. Whenever you hear me talk about fragrances, of course, I talk about the notes and everything and any sort of imagery it conjures up, but I really like to kind of categorize them as whether it's a winter fragrance, a fall, a transitional kind of fragrance, a deep summer. I think I've used that term before, a deep summer fragrance. Anyway, now that it is getting much warmer, I am definitely moving away from my very deep kind of like tobacco and leather fragrances, and I'm moving into my beloved citrus fragrances, as you guys know. And this one, which is very new to me, this is the Tom Ford Taormina Orange, is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. When it comes to Tom Ford fragrances, I generally only really like the very deep, rich ones, like the tobacco vanilla, the Tuscan leather, the ombre leather. Like those are some of my absolute favorites. Now, the lighter ones, Neroli Portofino kind of comes to mind. I like that one, but it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't have like the depth that I'm looking for, even when I want something kind of like light and bright. And this, I think, the Taormina Orange, I feel like has the best of both worlds. So it's got that brightness. It's obviously very citrusy, but there's like a little bit of depth in there, which I think actually also helps the longevity of this fragrance. The Neroli Portofino is just very light. It's very bright, which is lovely. But I don't think there's a lot of longevity to that one. Not horrible, but I think this one has better longevity, at least from the few times that I've worn this. I feel like it's got some like heft to it. And I'm gonna read to you the notes just so you get a better sense of it. So let's see, the scent type, and I'm on the Sephora site, it says it's fresh citrus and fruits. Keynotes: blood orange Sicily, orange by Garade oil, and oak moss absolute. I think it's the oak moss that I'm smelling, like it's that bottom layer. It really makes this fragrance much more complex, I feel like, than the Neroli Portofino. So it says, this citrus fragrance begins with bright, effervescent green mandarin and lime heart for a tart, citrus, fruity, and floral opening. Cardamom, which is another one of my, not only one of my favorite spices, but another one of my favorite like notes. Cardamom follows with fresh green spiciness, adding a duality of coolness and grounding warmth. And I think that's what I really love. It's got, yeah, it's just got both going on. Orange flower absolute is lush, luminous, and intoxicating. The orange flower's petals glisten with the vibrant juiciness of Sicilian blood oranges. The fragrance rounds out with the woody depth of patchouli oil, earthy richness of oak moss, and salt-inflected second skin musks. Wow. Anyway, I just really love this because it is very citrus and bright, forward, but it's got that kind of like mystery like in the background, and I just really love it. So if any of those notes sound good to you, I would definitely try out this fragrance, especially for the warm weather. Now, I don't know about you guys, but whenever warm weather approaches, I'm always thinking about SPF. Now, we should wear SPF all year round. I especially have gotten into that habit living here in Las Vegas. It's pretty much sunny every day here, whether or not it's hot, but it's always sunny here. But I tend to just amp it up, and I feel like companies, obviously, they come out with a lot of new SPFs, and new brands come out, and new formulations come out, and this one really caught my eye, and I do have it on today, but this is from Ultraviolet. This is one of my favorite SPF brands. They just came out with a Sequin Supreme SPF 50. It's a glow boosting priming skin screen. So not only is it an SPF 50, which for me is almost like the minimum of what I can use here in Las Vegas, SPF 50, it's a primer. It's meant to be a primer. It's also very glowy, which I have very dry skin. So I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to try this. So I have it on today. I've tried it maybe the past couple of days. And I really, really love it. It has a really nice, rich kind of lotiony texture. Again, I have dry skin. Some ingredient call outs. And again, I'm referring to the Sephora site here because I could never remember this, but there is plant-based pentavitin, and that is a moisture loading magnet for dry skin, boosting hydration for up to 72 hours. Music to my ears. And there's also squalane in here. It's that really kind of gooey textured ingredient, and that prevents moisture loss while calming impaired skin barriers, which I also have. I suffer from eczema. So all of this is like incredible for me. And the SPF in here, just so you know, it is chemical sunscreen, not mineral sunscreen. So there is avobenzone, homosalate, octisalate, and octocrylene in here. I've really been enjoying it. I'm wearing it under a little bit of foundation today. I've tried it with a different foundation. It was fine, like no pilling. It didn't act strangely or anything like that. It didn't interfere with my foundation. And then one day I wore it all alone. I just wanted to see what it would look like and how it would behave. And it does get a little bit glowier as the day goes on. I mean, I think most SPFs do, but because this is a glowy sunscreen, I really thought like, oh, I was gonna be kind of like an oil slick. That didn't happen. So very, very happy with this and really excited to have this for the upcoming warmer months as well. Okay, the next product is a product that I've been playing around with, but I'm really excited to be able to use more once I start to get a little bit tanner. This is from One Size, Patrick Starr's brand, and this is the B12 Base Thinner. It's a vitamin pearl serum, and I have it in the shade bronze. It's this guy. So it's one of those products that you can add into your foundation if you want to make it a little bit deeper. You can just add this as a base underneath some foundation. It will give you quite a bit of glow. You can see that. It's really, really beautiful. It's thin. It has like a serum-like texture. It has a pump. Really great. And so what I did today was I took out a foundation that's definitely a little bit light for me. This is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Gel Tint. This is the one that I put on. I have it in shade 2 and I normally wear shade 3. So I thought, you know what, let me just use this foundation and I'll pump it. So I basically did like 2 parts this, 1 part this, and it was great. I mean, it just made the foundation like a perfect match for my skin tone. And I have to admit, a little bit worried, or in general, I'm a little bit worried by these types of products. I haven't come across a lot of them that work very well. Either the texture is a little bit off, or the color is a little bit off. And so when I pumped this out, it looked really, really warm. I'll actually pump some out for you now. It looked really, really warm, but it blended in beautifully with my foundation. It's also a lot lighter than I thought it would be. It just adds like just a little bit, and I think it's because it has that serum texture. Do you see? It's just a hint of color. So it's really nice and subtle. The glow to it while it's there is also nice and subtle. It's very pearly versus like micro glittery or anything like that. It's really, really nice. It has a soft touch, and I don't think you get that when you look at it in the bottle, right? I feel like it looks very intimidating, but it's really quite nice. Really, really nice. It's very, very subtle, and I was really pleasantly surprised by that and really, really enjoying it. I really like the texture because it's thin. It doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't add to like the thickness of a foundation or anything like that, but it's not too thin where it like breaks down foundation. It's great. So I've worn it basically with this foundation today. And before today, I just used it as a base because again, I wanted to see like, oh gosh, is this going to make me look like, you know, way too many shades deeper? And it didn't do that. It just was this nice, like, I don't know, it just kind of gave me this healthy glow. And I think this is great for the summertime. If you need just a little bit more depth into your foundation, like you've gotten just a little bit of a tan, maybe you didn't mean to, you didn't reapply your SPF, I think this is really, really great. Okay, I decided not to talk about any bronzers or anything like that because I think we probably have a bunch. And if you have a bunch of bronzers, that's what you're going to be using for the spring summertime. I don't think there's anything that you need to necessarily add into your collection. So I'm going to move on to blush, and I would highly recommend this Say Dewy Liquid Blush. Is that the full name? Or Dewy Blush? This is in the shade Flirty. And come the spring summertime, you guys hear me talk about this all the time. I love these punchy, bright colors for my lips, but mostly for my cheeks. I just really, really love being able to wear these in the spring, summertime. I don't necessarily feel like I can wear these like in deep winter. I usually go for like, you know, like more burnt brown, nude kind of shades. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I create these rules, but I don't know. It just makes sense to me. Anyway, this is such a beautiful, fresh, like watermelon kind of pink. And I just love the heat that it gives my cheeks. I think if you do get a little bit of color, you know, if you've spent a little bit of time in the sun, this is like the color that would come up on your cheeks naturally. I just love it. And the dew blushes from Say, I love the texture of them. This is like a huge doe foot applicator. I'm sure you guys are familiar with these. I just tap like a little bit. I kind of blend out to get a nice base. And then I'll tap a little bit more just on the apples of my cheeks, just to get that kind of like flush sensation. And I love it. I love it. I am so excited to be whipping out all of my like bright blush colors. And this is definitely one of my favorites. So for eyes, I wanted to recommend an eyeshadow palette that wasn't too basic because again, I'm sure we all have a ton of basic palettes. We probably have that Essential Patrick Ta palette with the 6 pans. We probably have like the Natasha Denona Eye Sculpt palette, the I Need a Nude palette. We probably have a lot of like neutral palettes. So I wanted one that was travel friendly because a lot of us do travel more in the summertime. And so I thought I would mention the Danessa Myricks Freedom palette. This is the Everyday Magic palette because it's got a little bit of everything. Like this is like my wheelhouse right here. This shade and these two I could use all day and all night. This gold foil shade, it's a little bit more. So I have basically this shade down and then this shade down, and that's it. And I think that's great for the summertime. This, if you wanna like line your eyes, add a little bit more drama, or if you have a deeper skin tone than me, these are gonna be like your neutrals, or this one's gonna be your neutral. But I love that like we've got some warm shades in here, we've got some cooler shades in here, some neutrals, and then this metallic shade is basically what I have just like all over my lid. And it just gives my lids this really beautiful kind of like glossy appearance. And I just like, I don't know, I just really like for the spring, summertime, like lighter but shinier kind of looks. Shiny, glossy, bronzy, like these are all the words that I think, glowy, these are all the words that I think of when I think about makeup that I want in the spring, summertime. So I really love this palette for that because it's got a little bit of everything, so much packed into this really compact 6-pan palette. And I do love like the design of these palettes too. Like this comes right off. And then she's got that larger palette that you can, you know, put a whole bunch of these 6-pan palettes into. It's just phenomenal. Like what a great, great design for these eyeshadow palettes. But this one I really, really love. And I think it'll be a really nice like complement to any sort of like neutral everyday palettes that you have in your collection. So I don't know about you guys, but every time I go into that new makeup page on Sephora, the Just In at Sephora, there's so many like lip glosses and lip balms and lip glosses and tinted lip balms and this and that. And I have so many at this point because I love a tinted lip balm. Again, these are products that I feel like are so appropriate for the spring, summertime. If you're out in the sun or if you're in air conditioning, I feel like my lips get really chapped and I just love the ease of a lip balm. And if it's tinted, even better because then it feels like that's all I need to wear. So I have been loving the Westman Atelier Hydro Balm. So this is a balm in a stick. I'm holding up shade Nectar, which is my favorite. I haven't tried out all of the shades, but out of the, I think I got 3 or 4, this is my absolute favorite. It is what I have on now. And it is very similar to the Nectar in the Lit Up Highlight Stick from Westman Atelier, but for lips. So you get this really nice kind of glossy finish. And I love it. I love the formula. I love this color. I think it's absolutely perfect. It's easy to wear. And as much as I love, you know, the goopier lip balms that come in the tubes that you squeeze or whatever, it's nice when it's in a stick. You know, it feels a little bit less messy, a little bit less goopy. It's a nice option. It's a nice option. So anyway, I've been loving this. And again, it feels really, really great. And that shade is so pretty, so pretty. But because I have all of these tinted lip balms and tinted lip balms have become so popular, I would say over the past couple of years, I feel like I've really had to up my lip liner game. I'm not someone that always wears a lip liner, but now with all of these tinted lip balms, I feel like, you know, I need a little something. And especially as I get older, I do feel like, you know, my lips are losing definition. And so I like to kind of contour out my lips. You guys have heard me talk about these pencils endlessly, but I love these Makeup Forever Artist Color pencils. These 3 are the ones that I use the most. I have this one on today, which is Wherever Walnut. So I have this underneath the Nectar from Westman Atelier. What a great pairing, absolute great pairing. And then these two are a little bit cooler. So this one is Anywhere Caffeine and this one is Endless Cacao, which I love. This is like the perfect contour shade for my skin tone. It's great for all of those like nude lips that I love. And I really love nude lips with like a really bronzy look. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my bright red orange lips, especially in the spring, summertime. But when I'm doing like a really glowy, bronzy, almost like back in the day, Tom Ford kind of makeup look, I love like a light nude lip with a contour pencil. I love that look. Anyway, I love these pencils. Great texture, great shades, and there's more. There's a ton more shades. If these don't appeal to you, you'll probably find like a nude that suits you. So that is it, guys. Those are the 7 essential products I think you can add into your spring makeup wardrobe. A big thank you to Sephora for working with me on this video, and let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Of course, all links will be down below in the description box. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.